Have you ever canoed down a babbling brook?
No, but I have cried at a Taco Bell.
Oh, same thing. Listen up, campers.
It's time to buckle up, pitch a tent, and take a hike.
Because Camp Counselors is a variety show.
So prepare for a good old-fashioned kumbaya,
Weird news,
hot gossip,
and scary stories around the campfire.
so spooky.
Is this podcast even about camping?
No, but it is camp. This is Camp Counselors. Hey, happy campers! Welcome back to Camp Shady Birch.
It is week 102 here at camp.
It is, and it's kind of fall. It's giving fall.
It is. At least it's like starting to. It kind of makes me sad a little bit. I mean, yes, on one hand, I'm excited, but I feel like I'm not ready for summer to be over.
I actually am, and I'm actually ready. I'm also ready for me to stop saying it's giving. That's something that I'm ready to stop. I need to stop with the brain rot. I need to speak like an actual human adult being that's turning 30 next year. It's not giving, it's giving brain rot. That's what it's giving, and I need to just cut it loose.
It's suggesting signs of fall.
Yeah. Wait, I'm obsessed.
Let's
I'm
get
not
it trending.
Yeah. Let's get it up on the charts, you guys. It's suggesting fall. Oh my God, really exciting news that I don't think I'm allowed to announce yet, but this is my podcast and my management doesn't listen to it.
Go off, King.
So I'm gonna announce it, guys. I'm going back on tour very soon. This fall, and it's no longer suggesting this fall because I signed contracts.
Amen.
Yeah, so I wanted to tell you guys first before I even announce on Instagram. I think when this episode airs, it'll be announced the following week. If I get in trouble for this, they'll just have to deal, but I don't know why me doing marketing for a show would get me in trouble, but it might.
It just might. Well, you're not. Are you going to talk about the dates or?
Yeah, I'm gonna give my
we're gonna give
favorite campers the heads up in case they want to come see me.
Oh, I love.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do 2 shows. It's gonna be like the middle of November. It's gonna be a 6-day, 6-show tour. There's gonna be 2 in New York for New York Comedy Fest. So I'm gonna be a part of New York Comedy Fest this year, which is pretty crazy.
Love that.
And then I'm doing Philadelphia. I'm doing Chicago. I'm doing Detroit, and I'm doing Minneapolis. And then I think in January, we're going to hit California, Texas, Florida, kind of like that last little bend right there. No Colorado. And I'm a little hurt by that. But maybe I don't have an audience in Colorado. You know how they do it? They look at my Instagram analytics, not really TikTok because TikTok doesn't have like as detailed as Instagram, and they see where my followers are most. Do you know what city has my most followers? I
do, because it's my most followers too. I just recently checked, and it is a little bizarre.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago. What is up in that dirty water? Is that what they say?
No, they say what's up in that windy city.
Oh, in that windy city.
Yeah.
So I will be going to your city if you live there soon, and I'd love for you to come. And there's also a little caveat here, a little side announcement that Jonathan's going to say for you right now.
I'm gonna be opening.
Yeah, you are.
So it's like almost like a Camp Counselor store, but it is not a Camp Counselor store. We'll be performing, but performing separately.
Yeah, I think a Camp Counselors tour will come on down the road.
Yeah.
And that will be full on camp vibes. This is going to be full on comedy vibes, but with your 2 favorite counselors. I'm so happy and proud of you that you said yes to opening, because I have been begging you since show 1, because it is so crazy. There's a part in my show where I tell a story, and it's obviously Jonathan's involved in half of my stuff, but I point to Jonathan in the audience and I say, everyone give Jonathan like a round of applause. And the room is the loudest it ever is in the show. People are obsessed with you. You are the funniest, most charming, quick-witted man I've ever met. And I think you're going to kill it. And I'm so excited to see what you do.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to see what I do too. I should really sit down with a pen and paper and that silly little noggin of mine and
don't even worry about it.
No, I know. It's gonna, I'm excited. I'm excited to do it.
Because one thing about my show, I put it off, and then there's 2 weeks before the show, and then I have a mental breakdown. All my hair falls out. I binge eat. I cry. I sob. I make myself physically ill. Because that's what's so cool about me, is if I'm stressed out enough, I can actually manifest flu-like symptoms.
Like your mom's cat. There was thunder the other night and the cat just started throwing up.
Well, I get it. Anxiety is a crazy beast. No, I really can give myself the flu.
When do those tickets go on sale? Do you know?
I think mid-September. I think I'll also post on Patreon to give our Cabin 5 girls a little heads up. But this show, like they're upgrading the venue size. Like last time, everything sold out really fast because they were small theaters, because those were like the the test shows, these are a lot bigger venues. So I don't foresee any of them selling out. That's the goal, but I don't think it's going to be super competitive. I obviously hope it sells, but
Yeah, with that being said, these tickets are competitive, so go get them now.
oh wow, thank you for pushing.
You're welcome. You have a little angel feather on your lap. That's magical.
Oh, you know why? Because all the feathers in Granny's cabin. Because yes, if you're not watching on YouTube, we are still at Granny's house. These are all down.
Granny, she's so down, 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 down.
Speaking of down, not the scale. The scale is up.
Let's talk about that.
I was crushing it, campers. I was so fit and trim. I was Pelotoning every single day before I came back to Massachusetts. And one thing about me when I'm home, you guys, I binge eat. I drink like a sailor, and I'm saying yes to everything, and it's nothing good, and it's nothing legal, okay? So when I go back next week to New York, I am in full fall reset. It's suggesting fall glow up for me.
It's a suggestion of a glow up. We're doing a celery cleanse and we're buying diapers. That's it.
No, Mia did a celery cleanse once, and she told me that she did the celery cleanse, and she drank, and she had a toot, a little fart.
Don't trust it.
10 minutes after she drank celery, she shit herself on her own couch. Mia's gonna be here later. I'll have to tell her I told that story. She'll be pissed. Mia, I'm sorry.
What the fuck? You can't keep me out of your mouth.
I'm sorry. She's got too many stories. No, so I will not be doing a celery cleanse. I want to make that cabbage soup that you made that one time.
We made cabbage soup, but that's not sustainable at all. That's really like a 1950s
that's fine.
Body negativity type of.
That's fine. One thing about me, I'm negative about this body.
But then you eat it once and it's like, oh my God, this is so boring. You have to add hot sauce to it. It was basically a recipe from like the 1950s that burns more calories to digest than is offering you. But there's certain things that you can eat along with the cabbage soup each day. And it is so 1950s. The one is like Jello with your favorite sliced carrots inside. And also, yeah, like suspended, a suggestion of a suspension. And then it's also like a lot of milk. They're like 2 glasses of whole milk under 5 minutes after eating this cabbage soup. Like, of course you're going to shit it all out.
You know what's so crazy? Like back in the day, they couldn't go to the convenience store and be like, I want hot chips and Propel. Like they just didn't have, like, what were they doing at the store? It was like penny candy taffy. They had penny candy taffy and a soda stream. And they're like, let's go to the soda bar and get a vanilla. What was it called? They used to go there and they get like
the sock hop.
Yeah, they would go to the sock hop and they get their sarsaparilla, and it was like boring. Yeah. And now I can get kiwi lemon Gatorade and some sort of meat stick with cheddar built into it.
Yeah,
that's why we all have cancer.
Yeah.
Look what we're eating, you guys.
It's not good.
It's not good. But then you're like, oh, go to Europe and you won't bloat from the pizza. I'm like, yeah, but they also don't put ice in their drinks. And they don't have AC. It's like, okay, I'll take the cancer for the air conditioning. I will. I really will, you guys.
I will say we've been getting an increase of comments on videos where we've like quickly slightly mentioned like vaping. We're trying to quit vaping, okay? It's a journey. But we have ads, I guess, that are on a lot of our audio videos that are anti-vaping and on YouTube. Guys, we don't know unless we're voicing it, and even sometimes when we're voicing it, we don't know the ads that are going on the thing. So I didn't even know that until people said that.
That's hysterical. I don't want to vape. The vape life chose me. I will give it up at some point, but you know what? I'm going to be honest, it's not happening today, and I don't think it's happening tomorrow.
Well, maybe it can be a part of our journey in our fall reset, because that's what it's going to be. Cabbage soup. It's going to be working out. It's going to be drinking a lot of water. Yeah. And a little bit of a reset.
I will say, yeah, the working out's got to increase, and I got to start like really adding some like root vegetables. Lord knows I need some roughage. I'm not even clearing a piece of lettuce a day right now. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I'll have a Dunkin' Donuts wake up wrap for lunch. I'll have a lovely turkey. Well, that's not true, because I'm having a lot of club sandwiches right now. Like I'm clubbing it out. And a club for me is not the nightclub. It's clubbing it out at the sandwich bar with a piece of sourdough. Turkey, mayo, little tomato, cheddar cheese. I'm going to have one after this show. I don't care. The food here is what I live for.
The club can't even handle you right now.
It really can't. Okay, what else am I going to reset on? I also like, when I say I'm suggesting a fall reset, I'm also just suggesting like a wholesome switch in my life.
Right. It's not like, I feel like here, when we come here, that's a reset, like a mental play reset, like a work-life balance reset.
Yeah.
The balance is off. The balancing beam, we've slipped off like many magicians. I mean, gymnasts.
Gymnasts is what you were thinking of.
Yeah, I need I need to eat more protein that will clear this cloudy head of mine.
Yeah, it's funny. We go here to like take a reset from work, but then everything else in our life, like I feel like when we were in New York, we're really like on a schedule with like life. And I kind of think I need it right now. I'm making like one video a week right now. I'm having a little too much fun. I'm ready to go back. I'm ready to bake an apple pie. I'm ready to watch some Harry Potter movies. We were just talking about last night. I've never watched all the Harry Potter movies in succession in a row.
Well, that is a long day.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done it in a day. I've done it in like 2 days. Oh, when
I like one a night. One a night.
Okay, yeah, that's nice. When I had, we got COVID together after something.
Did we got COVID together? I don't remember that.
When we weren't together, but like we were on a trip or this was years ago, and then it was whenever Wednesday Addams came out.
I didn't watch that.
Oh, because I watched that whole thing and then I watched all the Harry Potter movies in like 2 days.
Ugh.
So whenever that was. But yeah, maybe that's part of the reset.
If I get COVID again, I'm not telling anybody because it's so embarrassing at this point. It's like,
no, but it's coming back, babe.
When is it left?
You got to tell your neighbors.
What? I'm not going to leave the house. I'm just going to be quiet by myself. I'm so over her. She's so boring.
Oh, you're saying like you're not going to not tell anybody and then go to the store?
No, I did not say it was going to be a super spreader. I was just going to not make it public because I don't want anyone to know because it's embarrassing at this point. It's freaky. Let's get a new strain out there.
No,
I'm joking.
Don't tempt it.
I'm just joking. I'm freaking out right now. See, that's my brain has rotted and I'm just spewing out violence.
Are you considering taking up a new hobby?
I think I'm like at my limit in my age of my life where I think I've tried everything I want to try. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. And that's something I've learned really, really early on. But I think I will, I don't know, maybe knit or something.
Is reading a hobby?
I would actually like to finish a book that I started because I'm in this really terrible like flow in my life where I buy a book because I heard it's good. I read about 1/3 of it, which is a pretty good chunk. And then I just never pick it up again.
Yeah, I get like that, especially if I'm reading a book that like discourages me. Then I'll be like, I wasted so much time on this book. It was not good, and then I'll just not read unless it's Frida McFadden. Give me one of those books any day. I literally brought 2 books to Granny's house because I was like, I was gonna pack 3, and I'm like, Jonathan, you're being overzealous.
Yeah,
I'm being greedy. I know that I'm gonna bring them, and then they're just gonna sit there. But what happened? I finished the first book. It was called Rouge. Not my favorite. I finished that the first day, immediately picked up Frida McFadden and read that in 2 days.
I think she's your favorite author.
I think she is too. It's just like, it's so good. I like to be on the edge of my seat and try to figure out what's going to happen, I like to figure out the twists and the turns of it all. But I think that's what you need to do is just pick up the book and don't put it down. You know how back in college, did you ever do Edward 40 Hands?
That was a sentence of words I've never heard before.
You take 2 40s and people would like duct tape it to your hands.
Oh, okay.
I've done it twice. It's really bad for your skin and your liver. Basically, you can't have your hands back until you've completed said 40s, which are duct taped to your hands. So I think you just need to do that with a book.
Maybe. I don't think so. I'll do it with a 40. That sounds more fun.
Oh, this is our fall reset.
I know, you guys. And I have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday in New York, and I have to get blood work done. And she's going to be like, your liver levels are elevated because this happened last summer. And I'm like, well, I just came off a bender. I literally just came off a bender, doctor. Okay. Give me a minute to have some water, but this is when the appointment was scheduled. And Lord knows if I rescheduled her, it's going to be for 6 months down the road.
I know. That's so annoying. Just get everybody into the doctor when they need it. They're like, oh, we've got an opening next March.
I know. And it's like, I don't know who I will even be at that point. I could not even be alive. I could be in a different country. And you want me to book out 6 months? We don't know. And that's the thing is, I'm not a dreamer. I don't dream a lot. I'm living in the now, in the real. So I don't know. So, but guess what? When I booked this appointment, I was like, yeah, I'll be cleansed. And I can tell right now, I'm going to have a cocktail today. I want an Aperol Spritz. Sue me.
Well, because that's the other thing is like we know that the reset is in the near future.
So I start
and it's nearing and it's nearing and it's nearing. Yeah. So it's like we will start that journey when that journey has started, but the journey doesn't start until it starts. And right now, we're not starting.
Should we tell them where we're going on Saturday that we'll talk more about next week?
Oh, how fun.
Where are we going?
We're going to King Richard's Fair, the medieval fair, or what do you call it? The Renaissance Fair. That's medieval, right?
Yeah, it's the same thing, but they call it a Renaissance Fair, like a Ren Fair.
I'm so excited. I have never freaking been to a Renaissance Fair, and I'm ready. I'm ready to pop thy cherry.
I cannot believe you've never. Is there not one in Philly?
I don't think that there is.
There's a really big one in New Jersey, and I just saw on TikTok there's a really big one in Texas. So I don't think they're everywhere, but like I've gone to this one like my whole life. As a little girl.
Yeah, I'm excited to go. You were in a wedding that was there, which is cool.
Yeah, my friend Sarah had her wedding at the Renaissance Fair, and we got ready like above the shops, above like in the little town like square, and yeah, we got to like parade through in like little like I don't know rows, and the king and queen were on the stage when they got married, and then yeah, I ate a turkey leg at the reception. We watched the jousting and our ties.
It's so funny because knowing Sarah, she's like, was she like super into that, or what was the decision?
CJ is.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's really into that like magic game.
It's Dungeons and Hooligans.
Well, I think it's called Magic, babe. There's two different ones.
Magic.
The game is called Magic.
Oh, that doesn't sound like it's got it. Could SEO. We'll have to look. Is it a board game?
It's kind of, you're asking the wrong nymph.
We're going to get little elf ears.
You have to dress up a little bit.
Yeah, but you say it's going to be hot. We'll have to check the weather. Hopefully it doesn't rain, but it is grand opening.
It's going to be so hot. I know someone that goes every single year in a chainmail outfit, like full chainmail, like 40 pounds of chainmail on them.
That sounds heavy, but I feel like it could be cool to the touch.
I don't think that's going to be like anything but sweat.
Is it real chainmail?
I don't know, but they have little kid rides there and everything's like human powered.
Shut up.
I swear to God, it's so crazy.
Is this safe?
When I went there a couple years ago with my friend Shan, and they have a game where you sit on like a slippery log, and it's like full of like it's like in a big hay patch or hay bales around you, and you get two pillows and you have to beat each other until who falls off the slippery log first.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Can we do everything?
Yeah, we're going to. So let's stop talking about it now because we're gonna need this for next week.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know what happens at the Ren Fair next week. Attention campers, please meet at the old flagpole under the tall pine for morning announcements. Welcome back to Morning Announcements, campers. This is the part of the show we share news articles with you that you might have missed that we want you to spread like wildfire. Maybe contained, we don't know. Jonathan, do you have an article for us this week?
I do, but before we do, I have I've brought my broom and I'm ready to keep this house. So a little housekeeping, thanks to at WTT Lydia on Instagram, who said, so in the last episode, when you were talking about Jade, your camp song was Angel of My Dreams.
Yeah.
Such a bop. I did say that she was Balagde.
She's not.
She's not Balagde.
I didn't think she was.
No, that is Jessie. Jessie. Yeah, she says Jessie is actually Balagde. Jade is not. I'm so happy to know you're a mixer. I love being a little mixer. Oh my God, wait, that ties so perfectly into my story. Everybody grab your little mixer, okay? Attention campers, preheat those ovens. Camp Shady Birch's annual baking competition is just around the corner. All competitor entries must be filled out and placed in the drop box outside of Sandwich's cabin. He is also accepting bribes, preferably in the form of 20s and 50s, if you're looking to win. There is no prize, but we get free baked goods.
Oh, I can't wait for those coconut bars.
Here is my story. Everybody pay attention. So, Carrie Perry.
Great name.
I know, right?
Katy Perry's sister, Carrie.
Or mother.
Oh my God, Katy Perry's getting so much heat right now.
What's happening?
I'm not going to talk about it, but like people just do not like her anymore.
And you know what?
I know.
It's okay because like we, being a friend of the pod, it's okay to be like, we're like not condoning what you're doing right now. Yeah,
I don't have to hop on the I hate Katy Perry train, and I won't. And I literally will not. As a friend of my life, as a girl I've met, I'm not doing it.
No, I mean literally saying the opposite of what you're saying. But I'm not putting on my kitty cat shirt. I'm not getting my kitty cat shirt.
Well, I'll tell her that next time we see her.
I'll tell her to her face. Okay.
You will not go, girl. Sorry.
I was drunk and I called her Catherine and she was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, calm down. I was like, wait, we were literally geeking for like an hour and like now I've pushed it too far. Anyway, so Carrie Perry. I think about that a lot, the look she gave me. Anyway, so Carrie Perry.
She's like, I don't know you like that. I'm sorry. Carrie Perry, guys.
Began entering baking competitions in 2007. After winning Best of Show at the local county fair, where she carried her cake in a stroller. Oh my God, I love that. I can see it. Perry got a taste for winning baking battles. As her latest count, she has won more than 140 first place blue ribbons at county fairs, which can be found on her website, blueribbonkitchen.blogspot.com. So I'm not sure what she does full time, but this seems like she's been really putting in the work to put together this website of recipes that have won blue ribbons. So I'm pretty sure the only recipes you're going to see on blogspot.com, she's won a blue ribbon for.
That is so incredible to have that many blue ribbons that you can have a dedicated cookbook to just your blue ribbon recipes. I have never entered a baking competition, but I can only assume that getting the grand prize, the blue ribbon, you couldn't even touch me for a week. Okay, I'd be on fire. That's so exciting. And she's won 144. Is there a scandal coming? I sniff it. I'm sniffing out a scandal.
Well, for the 2024 Kentucky State Fair, Carrie created a peach cake, which had vanilla and almond cakes with fresh peach jam in the center, iced with a Swiss meringue buttercream frosting on the outside, delicately flavored with peach syrup.
Ooh.
So she titled it the Peachy Kentucky Cake. That's cute. I love a pun. Like, she already has bonus points in my head for that. So she entered this, like I said, in the Kentucky State Fair in Division 3309. Here are a few of the rules just so you can have a grip on how seriously we're taking this. Everything has to be baked from scratch. No commercial mixes can be used. Cakes must be presented on foil-lined cardboard that is no longer than about 1 inch than the entry itself. The maximum size of any cake is 13 inches in diameter, width, and or length, and no smaller than 8 to 9 inches. Cakes noted as layers must have a minimum of 2 layers, may not exceed 5 layers. Cakes using fresh or dried fruit as garnish will not be accepted. Cakes cannot require refrigeration and cannot use fresh whipped milk or whipped cream, Cool Whip, or any of the like topping in icing, frosting, or filling. Exhibitors winning the most points will be awarded a blue ribbon and $5.
Okay, so it's more about like the street cred. Okay, but what was shocking, I love the detail in that, because then I feel like it's really an even playing field. Simply nothing can be store-bought is what I'm understanding. I didn't like that you couldn't use fruit as a garnish.
And I don't know why.
That wouldn't set it over the edge. And I also think like that's in some of the recipes, right?
You can't use it as a garnish because I think maybe the natural, that's what it is. This is what I'm piecing together. This is coming from my own brain, is that the fruit itself adds beauty to the cake that you can't be making out of fondant or whatever the hell it's called. So they want to see how you can create something homemade without being like, oh my God, look at these beautiful edible flowers and like an orange and it looks like an orange blossom because it's literally a fucking orange blossom. They're like, no bitch, put in the work and get your hands rolling that fondant. Is it fondant?
Sometimes I say fondant, sometimes I say fondant.
Marzipan. It's that marzipan. They want to see how you can craft it. So I guess that makes sense, but I agree. It's like there can be fresh fruit in it. It cannot be used as a garnish.
What do you think about the $5 surprise at the end?
I think that's fine. It's like, what are you going to do? This Kentucky State Fair there's so many competitions. Also, so many misspellings in the official PDF because I downloaded it.
But don't you think at that point it's almost offensive?
I think it may open local doors for you.
I know. I think the blue ribbon would suffice. Yeah. I don't think I need the slap in the face $5 bill. Lincoln looking at me.
I wonder if for tax purposes they have to give something.
It seems like that.
It seems like we have to
give a prize of some sort of value.
And nobody was complaining about the $5 prize. That's not what this is about. Nobody gives a fuck.
Exactly. This is not what it's about.
Yeah. So Carrie's Peach Cake was entered in the Your Favorite Cake contest, which is a highly revered category, one of the more 200 under the culinary umbrella at the fair. And it's basically like one of the top ones that people are competing for is like your favorite cake, because the other ones are really specific with like a round cake or like a ribbon cake or like
brownie.
Yeah, like very specifics. And it's all good and fun, but there's a lot going on here. A lot of people are entering. So the cake must be layered and must be made completely from scratch, and the detailed recipe must be provided upon entering. So for decades, it has been the state fair's top traditions and biggest challenges to bakers. And the judges take this seriously. On this last year, when I'm talking about this story, there's a panel of 5 experienced judges. One is even a science professor from the University of Kentucky who judges based on food science rather than just flavor profile. So it's like intense. They're like trying to cover all the bases. They're like, how perfect is this cake? So then these 5 judges, they whittle down the cakes from hundreds of entries to the top 30, to the top 10, to the top 5, and then they place the winners. And guess who won, bitch?
Our girl.
Our girl Carrie. She won first place blue ribbon. They call it a rosette. She was so stoked, and she added it to her list of 140 blue ribbon placed recipes. But not everyone was thrilled. There is a problem here. In the court of opinion, Carrie Perry, Kentucky State Fair blue ribbon winner, lives in Ohio and is not a Kentucky State resident.
Is that a rule?
So I'm gonna read through this, and then I would love to have the discussion because I don't even know where I'm standing on this.
Okay, I want to hear it.
So angry comments started rolling in all over social media. This was literally last week. I was on their Facebook. I was like, this is crazy. What's going on? Everybody like cool your jets. But then my eyes were opened to the anger of the people, and people were sending emails to the Courier Journal who had covered this. It's called the Kentucky State Fair. Allowing out-of-state winners is a travesty. For what it's worth, I think any prize-eligible entry in the county fair, from cakes to hogs, should be made or grown in Kentucky by current Kentucky residents only, to allow out-of-state entrants as winners, like this year's, in all caps, Ohio resident who won the first prize cake contest, seems like a travesty for the Kentucky State Fair. Isn't it time to showcase the skills of current Kentucky residents? And that's coming from a woman named Gina. It has her full name, but I'm not, and her zip code, but I'll spare her. Ohio cake winner is a slap in the face. It's the Kentucky State Fair, and only people in Kentucky should be allowed to enter the contest at the state fair. I think the fair should be used to showcase the talents Kentucky has. I don't think it's fair. She's using a lot of fair, and like she's flipping it around. She's got fair on the brain. I don't think it's fair that someone from Ohio won the cake contest. It just isn't fair. I feel like it's a slap in the face to all bakers in Kentucky. That's coming from Brenda. These 2 last ones are short. Ohio cake contest winner should be disqualified. I agree that an entry from out of state should never have been allowed to enter, never mind win. I researched the Ohio State Fair she entered, and it has already ended. The Ohio winner needs to be disqualified. That's coming from Cheryl. An insult to Kentucky skills. Why would someone from outside of the Commonwealth be allowed to enter the exhibit in the Kentucky State Fair? This is an insult to the skills and hard work of the participants who reside here. That's coming from Linda. So the culinary contest does obviously have a lot of rules, but being an in-state resident is not one of them. So I feel like they need to shift their anger towards the board rather than this woman. But she's getting a lot of heat. She's getting a lot of flack. So the Kentucky State Fair did have to put out a statement.
What did it say?
They said the Kentucky State Fair Culinary Division is highly competitive, and we celebrate the pride, passion, and pursuits of all exhibitors who submitted this year. With the notoriety of class, we welcome those from around the region to compete for the coveted blue ribbon. This year, let's just say the proof was in the filling. So then Carrie Perry was literally interviewed. She was mic'd up and everything. They went to her house in Ohio, and she said, my coconut queen cake placed 3rd in last year's competition. No one seemed to have an issue with that. Whatever the rules are going forward, of course, I'll abide by those. My intention was never to upset anyone. It was simply to bake the best cake I could bake, and I did. She's like, yes, bitch. Yes, you did. But there is a piece of this puzzle that no one's talking about, and in my opinion, this is groundbreaking journalism for me. I didn't see this written anywhere, but our favorite kitchen girly and my former camp crush of the week from episode 33, Sandra Lee, she has a Netflix show that just came out, and it's called Blue Ribbon Baking Championship. and she co-hosts it with Jason Biggs and a couple of other people. I don't know. But on the show, 10 talented pastry chefs compete in bake-offs for a blue ribbon prize and a shot at $100,000. So this is a Netflix original. And last week, Sandra Lee posted a video on YouTube stating that winners from the Kentucky State Fair specifically will be eligible to be on the Netflix show. So I'm like, why is nobody bringing this up? Because she's an out-of-state person, but now she has the chance, because she won there, to be on this Netflix show and win $100,000.
I'm sure if a producer finds like searches her name on Google, they're gonna cast her.
And I have a feeling that our girl Carrie here probably knew that this was happening. But listen, she's a businesswoman. This is what she does. She's like, I'm literally collecting my blue ribbons. And I'm going to be honest, if you wanted someone from Kentucky to win the blue ribbon, they should have baked a cake worth winning a blue ribbon, and they didn't.
I think, yeah, I would say moving forward, I kind of do agree with the citizens of Kentucky that I think it should be only state eligible. It kind of just makes sense to me on like a human level. I agree with that, but it wasn't a rule. So
Right.
I don't think Carrie did anything wrong. I think Carrie found what she's good at, and she's throwing everything in her life at it. And she doesn't always win, but she participates enough where she wins a lot. And I love that. She's competitive.
Clearly, she's like going out of state and like finding when these things are going on and attending them and bringing different recipes to each one, which I think is admirable, you know? But I agree. It's like the Kentucky State, they should probably change the rules. My assumption, what I was gathering from some of the things, was that the Kentucky State Fair doesn't want to change it up or anything, because it draws in more people to Kentucky to help with the economy.
100%.
Specifically, apparently there were a lot of people from Ohio who come in. So if they're saying these entries can only be in Kentucky, then they're not going to get a lot of the people who are not only participating but are bringing their families to purchase
100%.
things.
When we went to Cincinnati, didn't we fly technically into Kentucky and then you go over?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so it's that border town. I don't want to see her on this blue ribbon show. That's bullshit. I want to see some sort of HBO expose on carnival fair culture.
I was thinking that.
There has to be some sort of storyline here. Like we have like these cheer shows that we love. We have these like really like interesting human interest shows. There has to be some sort of underbelly, some sort of competitive nature, even probably better than this, on some state fair that we can revisit every year for like a 7-part series on Netflix, on HBO. I want to know more about that. I don't need these like fake competition shows anymore. This is better. This is truthful. This is honest.
Yeah, this is the story. I want
This
her
is the
sitting
scoop.
down in her living room. I want to see like what she's. I don't want to see her with Sandra Lee.
No,
I mean,
I
I think it's not that she doesn't deserve it, but I'm just saying personally, I want to see her in her house. Oh my God,
They're displayed.
I wonder if there's like, they are 100% displayed for sure, but I wonder if there's like somewhere like a murder, like blue ribbon legend.
We are watching on HBO right now, Chimp Crazy Chimp something, and we're loving that. It's so crazy.
We're loving it. It's very upsetting. It's not lighthearted.
I know. I just love like a documentary like that. And I
Me
think
too.
this story fits perfectly aligned with that.
Yes, there's got to be a story there.
Thanks for sharing.
The name of that article is Controversy Grows After Out-of-State Entry Wins Kentucky State Fair Cake Competition. Written by Paige Barnes for WKRC. And that's my story. Do you have anything off the top of your head you think you would enter? Like anything you're good at making?
I did see that. I believe it's the Kentucky State Fair as well. Does like a miniature competition where they have to do like miniature, I think like little sets, like dioramas.
Not out of food?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a fun, like setting up a little scene.
Yeah. And I saw on TikTok this year that they had at the Orange County. Oh my God, the Orange County Fair. That's
Oh my God,
it.
the Orange County. Well, yeah, because it's a county fair.
Yeah, so it's just Orange County Fair, not
Yeah.
Orange County Fair. They do tablescapes.
That's
So
fun.
like little like okay like the chargers and the plates and the napkins and like the flowers. I thought that was really cool. See, these are things. There's got to be some drama in some of these competitions. Get a camera crew down there immediately.
I know. Think about how many counties there are, how many state fairs
What would you
there are.
do?
Oh God, I don't know. What do I make that's good? Boom boom shrimp. I don't fucking know.
You make a great boom boom shrimp, babe.
My boom boom shrimp pie.
That's nice. Put it in a little puff pastry.
It's
I
like
like
on my
that.
butthole.
Ew.
Anyway, what's your story?
My story comes from Boston.com by Molly Farrar. It's 7-Eleven in New Hampshire annoys neighbors with 24-hour opera music. The article starts, Pavarotti, Verdi, and Puccini are helping to drive loiterers from a New Hampshire 7-Eleven, but the operatic voices are also annoying neighbors near the 24-hour convenience store. The 7-Eleven in Manchester, New Hampshire has been blaring opera music at all hours of the day and night to deter people from lingering at the store on South Main Street, NBC 10 Boston reported. This store is blasting opera music outside so loud that if you're doing it at your own home, someone would call the cops about a noise complaint, a local guide wrote as a Google review for the 7-Eleven. Neighbors told the news station that the opera music, which plays throughout the night, keeps them and their children awake. This one woman said, "My 4-year-old is autistic and she already has a hard time as it is sleeping, so it's been really difficult for us." Her name was Jennifer Putter. She said that her hope is that they'll turn it down at night so that people can sleep. I know this sounds probably silly to our campers, but I did watch the news article, like the news report there, and they had someone from like a Boston news station go to like the location, and he's like outside of it, and he puts obviously the mic is directional so you can hear him talking, but as soon as he like turns it towards like where like the outdoor speakers are, it's blasting opera music.
So they're doing it so people aren't loitering?
I think they had a homeless problem and like just like people like just chilling at the 7-Eleven, so this was like their approach to getting rid of it, but they don't even turn it it is so loud all day long, and it stays that volume at like 11 o'clock at night because it's 24 hours. So it just blast all night long. Like in opera music, I'm sorry, I don't have a refined ear. It's kind of obnoxious. Like I get it in its own setting.
I can appreciate it, but
appreciate it.
I don't need those tiny binoculars sitting up there watching it for hours. I don't need to do that.
Oh my God, you're just like cooking in your own home and it's like, it's insane. I actually cannot believe it. And the speaker, it's actually a JBL speaker, would you believe it? It's mounted to the side of the 7-Eleven and there's like a cage over it.
Oh, so they're like, nobody's going to do that.
And the loitering has went away.
Well, that's one way to take care of the local homeless situation. That's fucked up.
Yeah. So then the interviewer from the news station tried to talk to the manager of the 7-Eleven and they refused to comment. So then they were like, "Oh, you have to direct all your questions to corporate." So then they called the corporate number and the number was like disconnected.
What is going on?
And then they called the police and the police said that they can't do anything about it because it's technically a store policy.
Oh, that's bukkake. I feel like there's no way in hell. If it's causing a nerves disturbance, I'm going to get on the horn.
Yeah.
Literally, give me my phone right now and I'll dial.
And as of when I recorded this podcast with you, they said that they were going to turn it down at night, but they haven't yet.
That was a funny way of saying right now.
Yeah, I didn't. I think my mind is just kind of operating at an operatic level. So
at an operatic level.
It's just performance at this point.
They are asking for a fight from the neighbors. Something's going to happen and someone's going to connect to that Bluetooth.
Yeah. Also, it's like it's in Manchester, New Hampshire isn't like a huge city, but it's got a decent sized downtown. And where it's located, there's apartment buildings all around it. So there's like a lot of people being affected by this. And the poor mother with the autistic like child.
Yeah.
She can't sleep.
Is this helping their sales? Probably not.
I wonder how bad the loitering problem was. It's like so hard to deal with stuff like that. You know what I mean? It really is. Those people just like they're looking for a fight sometimes, like loiterers.
Yeah, I get it. But if it's a homeless issue, I feel like maybe take that to like the mayor.
I was kind of reading between the lines. Some people were saying homeless. Some people were just saying loitering. I don't really know. And I don't want to.
Got it. We don't want to assume anything. Yeah. So maybe something happened.
But if it is just a loiterer, it's like go home. Like simply go home. Why are you hanging out at the 7-Eleven parking lot?
Also, if that was the situation, why are they giving no comment? Like this is your opportunity to talk to the public and the neighbors that you're pissing off. For you to say something. Why aren't you saying something? That kind of pisses me off, and I'm not even a neighbor.
Yeah, it must suck for the employees that work there that have nothing to do with this. They're like, I don't know why we're here either.
Well, at least those people could like dip out and go find a job somewhere else. The people who are living there, like, what are we gonna do? Move?
Yeah, well, get a Slurpee and move on, I guess.
Grab your bug juice and bear spray, campers. It's time to pack it up and take a hike.
Welcome back, campers, to your favorite time of the day. It's time for Take a Hike. It's the part of the show where we bitch a little, we lace it up, and we tell something to take a hike. Something that's pissing us off. Let's bitch.
I like that intro. That was good.
Thank you. It just like came out of me. I don't know.
Ooh.
So what am I bitching about? You may be wondering to yourself out there, dear camper. You know, when you're watching a video, it's like a viral video. It's not from anybody specific that you know, and it's like entertaining or funny or really dumb. And at the end of the video, it cuts to someone in their bedroom reacting to it by staring. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Of course.
My take a hike is for content creators who are building their audience, building their following, building their brand, building their bank up off of the backs of other creators and other people making videos by simply making a dumb face at the end of someone else's video and calling that commentary. In my opinion, is it commentary? I don't think it is. I will say there is enough room at the table. I'm not trying to discourage anyone from doing anything content creation wise. I just think, what are you bringing to the table? Nothing. You're making the same dumb face. Or on TikTok, when people are watching something, or they'll like pretend to put in their thing, or you can't hear what they're saying, and they're green screening and they're playing like a movie part 7 behind them, and then they're ranking up somehow, getting money for that. I don't know how they're doing it, but I'm like, wow, great contribution to the internet. Like, but I will watch for a little bit and then I'll get pissed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know who does that?
Who? Say their name.
The guy who did the voice of PBJ Otter, whatever that show is with the blue. I've met him. I don't care. I'll talk about him because it's lazy. He will take, like, say there's a budget. He'll do this, right? So this setting, he'll find a bunch of videos of like crazy things happening on subways, and he'll like play one clip, and then he'll green screen the next clip of him pretending to be on a subway, like looking at it. And then the next clip will be another like crazy thing on the subway. And he's just taking a bunch of like random, like insane clips and putting himself reacting to it.
Yeah.
And he's too old, too grown, been on the internet too long to be doing this. I don't think he has permission from all these people. I think he's stealing content, and he's raking in millions of views and thousands of dollars very lazy and unethically. And he's a full-grown adult who wears the same blue sweater in every single video with a full family. He follows me. I don't care if he finds out about this. I personally, ethically, would rather not post for 2 weeks if I don't have an idea than steal someone else's content. Boop. Sorry. I don't care. I'm feeling shady.
Literally. And this also started pissing me off, and I know you hate when I talk about it, but other people taking like our content and posting as us, specifically on Facebook, it's getting out of hand.
It is.
And I'm like, we have Facebook people, and I'm like, hello, can somebody answer my email? But it's like they're growing an audience. One page that was pretending to be me had like 13,000 followers over the course of like 4 months. I was like, and they're all my old videos, and they're consistently posting. I'm like, what? Who the fuck who are you? Who is this?
Everyone is really funny, and everyone has a really incredible point of view. So just use yours and stop using other people's.
Thank you. Christ almighty. Jesus. Okay. So that's my take hike. I'm sweating. I'm sweating in my pits. I'm sweating in my groin.
Wow, it is hot in here though. We should put the AC on.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to turn it on before you do your thing?
No, I'll just get into it.
All right.
I'm enjoying the sweat. My take a hike this week is when someone makes an error driving that almost hits you, and then they get mad.
Oh, let's get heated.
Why is that my fault? I'm honking at you because you're in my lane, and then when I pass you, you're flipping me off. Just put your tail between your fucking legs, put your head down, and avoid eye contact with me like an adult, and don't flip me off because your beat up van almost crashed into my Mazda CX-5, okay?
Tell the story.
No, a guy was pulling out of Cumberland Farms yesterday in his beat up work van. And he took the widest right turn I've ever seen, almost clipped me. I honked at him. And then when I went to pass him on the side in the second lane, he was flipping me off. You were at fault. It's okay. We all make mistakes. But when you're wrong, take the horn, take the honk, and just look forward. Don't try to then double down and flip me off, bitch. Bitch.
In a work van. That's crazy. The back's like, how's my driving? Not well, bitch.
Not well. And I didn't get a good enough look at the business, but if I did, I would have sent a bad Google review. I don't give a fuck. We all have had a time where we've made a bad correction in the car. We've swerved into a lane by accident. Someone honks at us. Okay. Nobody is a perfect driver, but don't start getting loud with me when you're at fault. Okay. I'm in the right here. Take my flip off. Take my horn and just move along.
I was sitting in between you guys when you pulled up. You sped up, pulled up next to him.
It's the
windows down.
In me.
I'm sitting like this. I have a tuna melt in my lap, and it's about to be on the windshield the way that you guys are driving. And you're yelling at him and giving him the finger, and he's giving you the finger. And I'm like, I can't believe that he acted like that when he was so clearly pulled out and tried to pull into the wrong lane. It's crazy. He almost hit. We were simply driving straight, and
I
he almost hit us.
know.
He almost made me spill my tuna melt. The biggest crime of all.
It is the story of just two Massachusetts boys on the car. The road rage in this state is it's unbelievable.
And you know what I will say? I was driving Fall River when I went to go drop you off where I had to drop you off, and I went to go see Ms. Lizzie Borden. If you're a Patreon member, you already saw the vlog, but what I didn't vlog was the crazy driving that's there. It's almost like New York. People are a lot more irresponsible, but no one's honking a horn there. But it was so stressful driving there at like 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, rush hour.
Yeah, and then my cousin Mark texted me when he was driving there. He's like, is it me or is Massachusetts driving worse than New Jersey? I don't think that that's true. I think Jersey's nutty.
I think everyone here is just super confrontational, and everyone that's from here believes that they're correct and that their life is more important and busier than everybody else's. And it's not true, but I think I think we're a confident state. I think we have a lot to say, and we're not afraid to tell our true opinions. And when we fight, but then we move on and we squash it. We're not going to drag it out. Me and that man right now, would you believe it? Me and him are going to get coffee after this.
He's actually on his way. He's picking us up in his van.
We're going to work it out on the remix. So thank you, Route 6. But no, I just think just take the heat and move along. Don't start getting loud with me when you're wrong.
Sounded like All American Rejects lyrics.
Do you think the new counselor likes the top bunk or the bottom bunk? Over.
Either way, I'm giving them my boondoggle keychain. Over.
Welcome back to Camper Crush of the Week, campers. I'm feeling lovely. I'm feeling open and honest. I'm feeling borderline therapeutic at this point. I know, because I'm ready to share some good news and some good truths. But I want to hear yours first, Jonathan. Who is getting your Camp Crush of the Week?
I had a lot of things in my notes written down for a Camp Crush of the Week. And this was yesterday, and I was trying to decide the suggestion of which one I should do. So I was in the shower here at Granny's house, and I was like, let me just take a break from like thinking about what I'm going to talk about and just like enjoy this shower. And I was like, wait a minute. My crush of the week is the window in this shower. My crush of the week goes out to any window in any shower. Specifically, this one is an actual window, like the size of the ones, if you're watching on YouTube, like the ones behind Zachariah, is the giant window that is in the shower in there. Don't you think that's a little bizarre?
Well, it's an old home. So I think back in the day, they said, whatever. Look at my pishkadil. There's nothing behind us.
No, there's nothing behind. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm a fan of it. Like, sometimes I'll see a little bunny going. I'm like, oh, no, don't look at me. But it has shutters in there, too, which I think is bizarre. But I just like taking a shower and the sunlight hitting you. It's like, I'm not what is it called? The nudist people.
Uh-huh.
Or like the people who like being watched. What is that called? I'm not voyeuristic. Not slut shaming anybody, but that's just not my journey, not my peaches, not my cream. That was crazy. But I just think I'm getting like my fix in that, where I feel like I'm like out and free in the open, exactly how the good Lord, how she intended it to be,
I will say this, the natural sunlight in a shower during the day or the morning it's a gorgeous feeling. It really is.
Okay, but let me flip this on its head, because at night when that window is still open and I can see the garage light in the distance, that's a little spooky to me. I'm like, is there someone out there?
And you'll never know.
I'll never know. They'll know. They'll know all the bits and bobs about me.
Yeah, I always teeter back and forth. Which is more terrifying, being in an isolated house or being in the city? It's like, because crime can happen anywhere. But I always think being in an isolated house is a little bit more spooky.
It is. When I had to stay here for 3 nights by myself, it was spooky.
You don't like being alone, and you've never lived alone. And I think that's why you get so spooked.
Yeah. I don't think I'd like that very much. But anyway, my crush of the week is a window in a shower. I also like, oh my God, when they have the windows that like are up high, where you could kind of see out of it, but even if you can't, like in your old apartment, I even like that. You could put a little plant up there. Oh my God, if you have a plant in your shower, shut the fuck up.
That's too much. I don't need greenery while I'm soaping my puss.
I need it. A little tropical one. You don't even have to water.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
steaming up.
It just feels like so nice and tropical. And like, I don't need the fucking eucalyptus tied upside down on my faucet. Okay, it's nice somewhere else, but like I don't need that jungle effect. I just need like it for real.
I was at someone's house once and they had that in their shower and it looked like such shit. Like it was such old eucalyptus. And I was like, this is harboring bacteria at this point. It's gotta get untied. Like,
I didn't even think about that.
oh my God. Because when it's fresh, it's kind of gorge. But when it was old, it's not giving.
Eucalyptus, I don't think it dies, does it? It just kind of like dries up a little bit.
This thing looked weathered.
Oh. Because when I was growing up, my mom always used eucalyptus as like decor on our walls with like ribbons and those geese wearing ribbons. And it just always looked the same as a live one did. And it was real. Like it smells. I don't know. I wonder what it tastes like. Maybe the koalas are onto something.
Yeah.
Nobody bring up the chlamydia, please, for the love of God. So that's what I'm crushing on.
I like that. That's nice. We'll miss it when we leave.
I know. It is really bizarre that it's like painted wood. I'm like, this is probably like, you don't think it's rotting in there?
No, I don't think it's real wood. I think it's some sort of plastic.
Oh, could be.
You gotta get a grip on it.
Yeah, I gotta get a grip on something. So what is your camp crush?
My crush of the week is kind of random. So sometimes like smart TVs have these weird channels that are like live channels, but they're really not traditional live TV. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Like even if you go to Amazon Prime and click live TV on the tab, it's kind of hidden. They have these weird channels, and these weird channels are my crush of the week.
Okay, almost like a hotel. Like sometimes I feel like you'll go to a hotel and they'll be like,
well, hotel
"What?"
has real cable.
Right, but they'll have those channels where it's like Mario Lopez hosting. Specifically, I wanted to do that when I was in like high school. I thought that that was a fun career path to take, is like host one of those shows that are specifically for like the Marriott.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah, to be like, this week on Marriott, these are our movies.
I think you could still do that.
Yeah, maybe I could do that. Marriott, hit me up.
Well, what I love about these like channels that are built into the Fire TV or whatever, or Amazon Prime, whatever the smart TVs are, is that they're not really channels. They're basically just like syndicated channels for TV shows. Like they'll have like the Baywatch channel and it's just playing Baywatch all day long. Or like Degrassi has one, Dr. Phil. You know who always gets a channel?
Who?
Gordon Ramsay for Kitchen Nightmares.
Oh yeah.
There's always a Gordon Ramsay's channel, like just playing his show all day long because there's so many episodes they did this kind of like funnel through. We saw a Girls Next Door show channel. I love it because it's like stuff that I would never normally watch. But like sometimes I have fatigue from trying to pick a show. So I kind of go on this since we've been here and I'm like, well, what's just on? Yeah. And then I'm like, wait, hey, I haven't seen Degrassi, Next Generation. What is this about? And I'm hooked.
Yeah, I agree. I do like it. And they'll usually play them in order because when we were at our last house, we were watching cable and it wasn't that situation. And there were episodes of The Office that were playing. And I haven't seen The Office like you have. You're a big fan. I know a lot of campers probably are too. But they weren't playing in order. And I'm so not used to that because we're so like on streaming services and binging that it would naturally, you would watch the next episode, you know? But they were so out of order. I was like, what the fuck? Who is this new character? You're like, oh, this is a different season. I'm like, why? But then with the channels you're talking about, they'll be like, oh, here's the next episode. It's like, okay, I'm simply sad.
I just enjoy it. And I found a new show that I'd never heard of before that I loved.
What?
It's on CNN. It's called This Is Life with Lisa Ling.
Oh, yeah. We were really enjoying that.
I follow her on Instagram right now. I am so obsessed with her. She just went to Belize with her daughter. She'd never been before. She has this show that basically is like a human interest show. It's very Camp Counselors-esque where it's like really random TV coverage. I tuned into the middle of an episode because that's what TV's about when it's live, okay? You can't start from the beginning. Sometimes you catch the last 15, and I'm learning that again. And it was about, she was visiting the gay rodeo in Santa Fe. Did you guys know there's a gay rodeo in Santa Fe and how kind of like homophobic rodeo is as a culture and how these gay people just want to participate, but they can't find their own footing in normal rodeo. So they built this like secondary community where just gay people come together and they have their own rodeo. And she's there, boots on the ground journalism, watching them jump on the steer and try to stay on for 6 seconds. And it's really lovely. And she has such a great quality where she just is nice to people and she really cares. And then from there, the next episode jumps into a community in Michigan where Catholicism is raging right now, where religion is at an all-time low. And there's these like 25-year-old twins who became priests. And she's interviewing them about why they became priests and what their motivations were and how and why Catholicism in this random little pocket in Michigan is popping off and how they're producing like the youngest priests in the country right now. I never would have known about gay rodeo or young priests in Michigan, but because of Lisa Ling and Life with Her, and because of this random TV channel, I'm hooked. I'm DMing her. And she's not answering. I don't care.
She's in Belize, babe. It's her first time.
She literally is like, quick trip with the girls to Belize before back to school. And I'm like, Lisa Ling, I'll give you my limb. Okay? This girl, the way that she watched this like lesbian butch woman get on a steer for the first time after like overcoming her internalized homophobia and like fear of her family, and she doesn't even make it for the full 6 seconds. Lisa Ling is off to the side, tearing up. She's so emotional for this woman because she's like living out this dream in the gay rodeo. You know what I mean? And then she's talking to these twins and she's asking the hard-hitting question. She's like, there is a lot of controversy in the Catholic Church. There has been a lot of scandal and a lot of like sexual assault allegations against priests. What do you think about that? And she's asking the hard-hitting questions. And then she goes with the priest to go visit someone who's dying of cancer. And then Lisa Ling is crying in the corner like, this was such a beautiful experience. Like, you were bringing peace in the final moments. Like, she sees all sides and she does not judge.
Objective.
She's so objective, and it's a CNN show and I've never heard of it. And I'm obsessed with it.
I know. We got hooked.
You went to bed. I was like, I'm not going away. I have to stay up and finish this episode. I think she's great. And it really, like, finding these random TV shows is my crush of the week, but it truly is Lisa Ling, to be honest, because I want to meet her. She does not know who I am, but if anyone knows Lisa Ling,
oh my God, can you imagine if when we go on tour for camp counselors, because we're probably going to do morning announcements of some sort. That is so morning announcements coded. Maybe we can have her come out. Stop, when we go to Belize.
It's so morning announcements coded.
Literally.
It really is.
It's not all lighthearted, but it's just like stories that you wouldn't think about the perspective of, or knew that it existed.
Exactly. It's like that. It's like my favorite kind of show, really. You know what I mean? I just like love that kind of stuff. So, crush of the week, Lisa Ling.
What song's been stuck in your head all week? Welcome to Camp Songs.
Welcome back to Camp Songs. I hope you polished your harmonica and you've rinsed that spit valve. What is a spit valve?
You're saying things on this episode that I've never heard before again and again.
I'm telling you, I'm lightheaded and I need that reset.
Yeah. You need a tuna tetrazzini or a tuna melt or something.
Will you please take me to get it with the man you almost hit with our car?
Yeah, he's going to be here in a minute.
Okay. Camp Songs. You guys, campers, we have the full playlist of every camp song we have ever talked about, which is updated every single week by Sammich. You can listen to it on Spotify for free or YouTube for free. I think Sammich has been falling behind on updating it on YouTube. I think the last song on there currently is Harley's in Hawaii, which was possibly 84 years ago. So we'll have to get on that. But anyway, here we go. Camp Songs. What we've been listening to recently, Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, it's a Sabrina Carpenter year, and I hate to say it, you guys. I was on this train before a lot of you hoes.
Yes.
Sue Me is on the playlist, I'm pretty sure.
Sue Me was the first song you ever showed me of hers, and that other one, The Skin or whatever it's called, which is eerily similar to the themes that she's singing about in this.
Well, Sue Me was my second most played song on Spotify in 2019, pre-pandemic, and Under My Skin was the reaction to
Driver's License, because as you guys know, Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter were beefing, and I don't want to pit women against each other, but if I am going to pick one, I'm a Carpenter. Because you know why? Sabrina Carpenter, she's original and she doesn't steal the music of other people. Allegedly.
It's not her show, it's Sabrina's show.
Let's talk about Sabby.
I had a friend named Sab.
Was
Sabrina.
Oh yeah.
And they call her Sab.
I wonder if her friends call her Sabrina, Rena, Sabby, Carpentina. I don't know. So my song is Taste by Sabrina Carpenter. Heard you back together, and if that's true. She co-wrote this song with Julia Michaels.
I love Julia Michaels.
Did you see the music video? We watched the music video together.
Yeah.
Starring Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, she's a champion right now, isn't she? Everyone loves Jenna Ortega. I like Jenna Ortega.
I really like her.
I like her a lot. You can't get wrong.
I think for her stardom, things could have went wrong and she could have been loud and she could have been obnoxious, but that's just not her.
Did you see the clip of them doing Beetlejuice press? And they were shouting at Winona Ryder to take her sunglasses off. And she looked at Winona and she said, "Don't take them off. You don't have to." Like defending Winona, being like, "Don't take them off because they're asking. They don't need that picture."
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah. She's a girl's girl.
She is. I can sense from that cast, those three strong ladies, Winona, and
Catherine O'Hara?
Catherine O'Hara and Jenna Ortega, they're all just supporting each other. Because I saw the one where they were talking about how excited Catherine O'Hara and Winona were that it's been so long and they've been talking about it for so long. And Winona goes, "Yeah, the movie, it just feels so right. It turns out we just had to wait for Jenna to be born and for her to be grown to fill this role because she's a perfect fit." I was like, that is the nicest, sweetest, most perfect way you could have put that. And also Winona, hey, I love her. She had her stint. Did you know after stealing all of that not Marc Jacobs? Yeah, it was Marc Jacobs. She was stealing all that Marc Jacobs and she ended up like getting in trouble for it, obviously. She ended up partnering with him and they were each other's dates to a bunch of stuff. And then she did a campaign recently.
Yeah, it's all forgiven. She was just going through a little minute.
Yeah.
But I heard Beetlejuice is bad. But I'm so sick of looking at reviews because everything's bad apparently until you see it. So
all that to say, back to Sabrina Carpenter, the music video references so many great movies. Death Becomes Her, obviously. Kill Bill.
mm-hmm.
What else we got? Psycho, Addams Family Values, and my favorite, Ginger Snaps.
I love Ginger Snaps.
And it's like such a great, like iconic part with the fence through her and her giving her the finger. It's just fun. It's fun. And at the very end of it, Sabrina makes this face. I'm sure it was on purpose, but she looks just like Meryl Streep in that funeral scene. So crazy. She like turns her head like this and she like points her chin, like she opens her jaw a little bit and she looks like her. And I would never say she looks like her. It's just crazy.
Sabrina is playful. She's fun. She's just clever girl, that girl. Everything is so clever with her.
It is. And I always forget she's a Disney kid because that wasn't my realm of anything.
Yeah, we aged out by that point.
We did age out. And it is a little funny to think about the juxtaposition of when Miley left and it was so controversial. I know that she took it to an extreme that everyone else isn't, but it was just so controversial that she was even like swearing or like twerking, quote unquote. And now, you know, the Disney girlies can be like, "I want to come. I'm so horny." And like in their songs. And I'm like, okay,
God forbid
off.
anyone grows up.
Oh,
Disney.
I'm 100% on the same side. I just think we've just come like such a crazy long way. Like gay people were never referenced or like talked about in Disney movies, period.
Yeah.
And now they're like, okay, like especially the parks. But anyway, what have you got going on over there?
I'm also doing Sabrina Carpenter this week, and I'm doing her song Bedchem, a real different track on her album. It's kind of like R&B, a little Ashanti, if you will. Me and Carly were talking about that. It's kind of giving Ashanti.
Yeah, I thought it sounded a little like Lionel Richie, like All Night Long at the beginning of it.
I like that. That's a fun comparison. Yeah, no, I think it's amazing. I'm not going to go too specific with it, but it's clearly about her relationship with Barry Keoghan. It's so obvious. Like the day they first met, she's talking about those outfits, and it was like they have it on record when they first met. His white jacket, her sheer dress. It's like literally about him. And I also think it's fun that she's added a new phrase into the ether. I had never heard of the term bedchem before. I think she invented it. And that just means like, would we be good in bed together? Would we have bed chemistry? Bedroom chemistry? Bedchem. There is a really not controversial, but a really like, ooh line that I didn't see coming. And she says at one point, she says, "Come right on me. I mean camaraderie."
That's what I'm saying.
Come right on me. I mean camaraderie. Like she corrects herself because there's like that Freudian slip. And I'm like, come right on me. I mean camaraderie. Wow.
Genius.
Wow. That is genius. And when you see it and when you hear it and the way that she says it, it's so... Oh my God. Stuff like that gets me so excited because like this is like someone who's like not being lazy. Like, no, I'm like sorry.
Some content creators on
or like
TikTok.
We Love You, Katie, Woman's World, a little lazy. It's a woman's world and you're lucky to be living in. Not talking about the message of the song. I'm talking about that song structure was it was giving real. And I'll say Bedchem is not giving real.
No, it's not.
Not real.
Yeah.
I think she's great, and I love to see her succeed. I'm full Sabrina Carpenter stan. But the only thing I love more than Sabrina Carpenter is our campers. So thank you so much for listening this week. We love you so much. I hope in the next month you do notice a reset on us. I'm feeling weathered. I'm feeling tethered to this couch.
Yeah.
I need to get out on the ground and gravel and start touching grass again.
With that being said, if you do not see the change in us for the positive, simply keep it to yourself because I don't want to hear it.
That's true. Yeah, don't bring it up. Only say nice things to us. We
Please.
like that.
That's what we're powered by. We're like Tinkerbell. We need clapping. We need applause. We need attention. We need gratitude. And that's what keeps us going. Like you campers, if you want to be part of our show for the Monday episodes, Trail Mix, you can send your emails rather to campcounselorspod@gmail.com or go to campcounselorspodcast.com. Click that silly little write-in tab, rate and review anywhere you're listening to us. It helps us out a lot. And yeah,
we'll see you next week. We'll see you forever. And with that being said, lights out, campers.